I'm really curious about what your experience is like being Black and trans in that space, and like, has that ever been?
Well, that's a lot to talk about. That's a lot to talk about. Yeah. So, unfortunately, a lot of the poly community is very white. A lot of communities around sex positivity and kink and things like that tend to be very painfully white. And
well, yeah, because I be thinking about my mom. Like, even though I shouldn't, and I'm a grown woman, like, I just know that, like, you know, you try to think about those things, and you just see the Black mama coming, dragging your ass, bringing you to church. Like,
yeah. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I googled polyamory on Google Image, and it was a bunch of groups of white people.
Yeah,
and I think they probably hired the one Black guy in the background.
Yeah, they have to have the diversity hire.
Tax breaks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's so what you'll have a lot. So my thing and what I've noticed about polyamory, and so it's weird because polyamory in one way it's made me very confident and open. In other ways, it's really deeply invigorated insecurities of mine, because when you sort of look around the room and you see like who is in a marriage, long-term relationship, you know, who is a primary, right, out of the women in the room, right? It's usually a white woman. Generally speaking, it is a small, thin, short, cis white woman who is like, you can carbon copy her and just like put her with various different men of all races. And that is who ends up being like the accidental primary of, you know, all of these men. Because one of the things you see, I mean, it's like...
Do you see a lot of men of color in that space?
You know what? Yes, and they're all dating white women.
Damn.
I mean, not across the board. There are people who, but like there's a like I can't like. So it's funny. In a way, it's sort of
like you got a sermon.
I really. This is like, ooh, I've got so much to say, because so all of my partners currently are either white or Jewish. And it's not by my design. It's not like that's all who I'm attracted to. It's more like the men of color, especially the Black men in the scene, are chasing white women. You know, and I've definitely had a conversation with a guy at a polyamory event who was really, really handsome. I was really, really into him. And it was just like he saw a white woman come out of the corner of his eye and had to like divert conversation so fast. So that's very, very common, because what happens with this, because everyone, like I said, it's like dating on speed. You see more clearly than you probably would before the social sort of the things like the standards of people in dating, the types of people are seen as acceptable to date. You'll see that very clearly. You'll see that white supremacy still sort of exists in a lot of people's like dating preferences, you know? And so even though I'm someone who like, I don't want a primary, I definitely don't want a nesting partner. I've told my friends, if you see me moving with someone in the next 3 years, stop me. Like, I still think to myself, is this white man who's married to this white woman, is he just sort of excited by the fact that I'm Black, by the fact that I'm trans? And is he just trying to spice up his relationship with his boring cis white wife? Is that what's happening? Because I know that that's how some people are. Because, I do have a sermon. I mean, because one thing you do see sometimes, specifically with Black men, and you do see it with Black women, but it's definitely a Black man thing, is you do have these white couples who, what they are looking for is a big Black man to cuck the man in the relationship and just give her the BBC in the way that, you know, he could never satisfy her. And so I've definitely seen the
it's
white...
like Get Out.
Yeah, it's that.
It's a party.
It's definitely, you get that vibe. I mean, one of my, like, when I was in Orange County, one of my first experiences with a couple that was open was I thought they were like best friends, and like we were all hanging out at their place, and slowly but surely they revealed to me that they're a couple and they were open, and the night before they had gotten the big Black bouncer to come over and fuck them. Well, not with her, but they were disappointed because, you know, the black guy wasn't as well endowed as they had heard. You know, they had these expectations.
That is such like old plantation talk.
Yeah.
My God.
It's like, the old Black man wasn't well as endowed as we thought he was.
It was very
as
Queen
they
of
zip their
Spades on
tea.
that,
Good
you know?
God.